Hello, hello, hi, gigpreneur. What is going on? Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Zimi, and I am somebody who went from working 14 to 16-hour days, 6 days a week in an office doing mortgages for a mighty long time to not being able to get a job and be becoming unemployable due to my pancreas. So that kind of sucked big times without a plan B. So now I help folks. I had to figure out a way to do it online and from home and stuff like that. So now, since I've gone through that, I help folks start a side gig online and use social media to grow it. So if you are serious or curious, it all starts with a 5 day run for free. So drop the word five in the comments if you'd like to get some information. And I just knocked down my camera. So anyway, let's go. Hey, is it okay? I'm wearing a robe. Should be okay because I've been casual all day, kind of chilling, making some notes, doing some random stuff. So been in a robe and kind of a baseball cap all day. So it's gotta be cool. We are live on all platforms. I think we are live on Instagram. Instagram has been tripping out, you guys. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and let's go. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Are you staying away from the mess in the world? That's all I will say. Now, let's get into it. Back in 1930s, when the Great Depression was around, a lot of people couldn't afford a lot of things, including clothing, right? And a lot of flour and grain companies started to notice that people, especially wi- women, were using their plain sacks to make clothing for themselves and their families. Huh. So, what happened was some of these companies started to print patterns on these sacks. So now they would buy these sacks and they would have patterns on them when they turn them into their clothes. Now, for example, one bag would make a clothing for one child. Three bags would make a dress. Now, some of these companies even started to put sewing instructions on the back of this. How neat is that? I mean, you're getting the bag. It's like nowadays, I don't know where you are, but where I am, whenever you go and ask for like a plastic bag, it's an extra 10 cents, right? Back then, it wasn't like that. There was no extras, right? And they printed this stuff on them. And look at the genius about this, right? Not only you're giving back, right? They're going to use that sack to make a clothing item anyway. So why not go a little extra and print something on it, right? Now, there's no extra charge for that printing because somebody's got to pay for that print, right? So the companies would eat that. But here's the marketing genius of this: women were actually picking out like flour sacks based on the pattern that they wanted for the next dress. So it became such a massive marketing piece, not only to help with the companies, but hey, you didn't have to spend money really on clothing. How smart is that? That's really smart. Um, a very, very small act of kindness. At the same time, a very good wisdom, right? To see what people are doing, even in the roughest, toughest times, the Great Depression. When you start to pay attention to what people are doing, people are wanting in the marketplace, then if you can provide that value, then it's a win-win situation. They receive what they are looking for, and you get to be the provider. So there's a lot of times we hit some really rocky times, don't we? If you are not a stranger to rough, tough times, drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know if you are not a stranger to rough times. You've been through it before. And if you have been through it before, then there are a lot of times that you don't know what to do. Like, what are you going to do? Like, for example, with me, when this whole thing with the job thing and the pancreas, all this stuff happened, I didn't know what to do. I was lost. I had depression. It was a mess. I'm still climbing out of it. I'm being very transparent, right? Because it's very recent. It's not like forward. So it hits you hard sometimes, right? And it's important if you're, especially if you're in business or if you're bringing value to the marketplace, that you keep your eye on the marketplace and you actually see and pay attention to what people are doing and wanting and what problems they're facing, so that possibly you could provide a solution. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for the loves, right? So I love the story because it's just such a cool little story in such a rough time. 1930s, Great Depression. I mean, I wasn't there, but I know that it was a really rough, tough time. And so to have this kind of a genius or wisdom, if you would, and pay attention to the marketplace and bring this kind of a value, I think is very, very awesomeness. So with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. I appreciate you. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. Let this feed grow. And if you feel like somebody needs to hear this, somebody needs to hear this guy with like a robe and this, you know, hey, I'm just me, man. This, if you feel like is worthy of sharing, tag him, share this, spread the love. They say caring is sharing. So let's go. And with that, I am Sean Azimi. And if you're not following me, I mean, let's go already. You can find me on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Threads. What else do you want? And then I go with hashtag side gig Sean. Thank you, Kelly. And yeah, if you're not following me, follow me and I'll follow back. And with that, I am Sean Azimi. And again, I'm somebody who went from working 14, 16-hour days in an office 6 days a week, often 7 days a week, to being unemployable due to my pancreas. And kind of sucked not having reserves and not having anything else, plan B. So I had to figure out to do something to get on this whole gig economy, right? The side gig economy. So now I help you, people like myself, to start a side gig online and use social media to grow it. And if you feel like this whatever online, I'm telling you, it's for real. You don't wanna miss the whole gig economy. You really don't. So with that, please, hola. I'm about to sign off. You like my robe? I'm wearing a robe tonight. You like my robe? Beavis. Is that right? Beavis? Is that how you say? Say see. So with that, I am signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.